I don't think we have a sophisticated look at this at all. Hence why, um, I was watching Arnold Schwarzenegger, old Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's this clip of him in New York City. He had to be flanked by multiple bodyguards, and he's not looking like he was. He might not be on the roids anymore, but he's looking kind of old and gray, and he's being followed by whether it's one of the tabloids.
Mm-hmm.
And the video clipped off, but I could easily see somebody trying to run up on Arnold Schwarzenegger and trying to get them to call their nephew, and then flipping out because they didn't take the time to call their nephew. There's all these instances of people in public who are put in similar circumstances, and I think this gets into the sort of NPC in society, the non-player character. I think it's the best meme ever. It is. It says so much about most of our roles that we play, that most of us are not going to make a mark beyond our family and our immediate friends and such. That anyone who gets outside of that is sort of looked at with this rosy glow. It's a little gauzy, a little Vaseline on the lens. Like it's you are. Even some people who react to me podcasting, who have the full capability of doing it, I think might even be good at it. Some of the reaction to it is like, "Whoa, oh my god, you do what? Like how? Like cool. Like what the hell? Oh my god! Like blah blah blah." Like there's a certain type of person where it just seems, whether the barrier to entry is large or small, they feel like it's not, that they're not worthy of it. They feel distant from it, and they feel like they are tugging at Superman's cape.
Well,
Because
you said rosy glow. I would go even further and say it's as if you went to the moon and back. For anybody who
Mhm.
breaks free of that immediate circle, somehow being a public person, you've touched ground that so few of us will ever be able to. And I think even now, again, what's fascinating to me about this is that this is still persistent in spite of the fact
Mhm.
that quote unquote fame is way more accessible. It's still a long shot, but you have a fighter's chance now, whereas before it was like a 1 in a 10 million chance, right? It's as if you somehow broke free of the Earth's gravity and you're forever altered. You're seen as existing in this other plane. And the thing is with these parasocial relationships, because smaller bands have this, they do meet and greets, they'll do things on Zoom, podcasters do Zooms with their people, their crowd. They are both watering down. They're taking the glow away a little bit, but also exploiting it too at the same time. So you get to do a little bit of both. You're like, oh, come hang with me on Zoom, and I'll be like one of y'all. But we all know the reason is because you still feel this trace glow from being around somebody who touched the moon.
Well, I think I mean, it's one of the things that I've considered doing with podcasting. I've subscribed to a few different, podcasts that offer, like Zoom sessions where you can just sit around with a podcaster. You can ask a question. Sometimes you and 100 other fans. It's the relationship is different. It's closer to radio.
Mm.
Social media relationships are more like radio than they are TV or movies.
Mm.
It's intimate.
Like a call-in type of, like, hey,
Yeah.
JB, long-time
Now,
listener, first-time caller.
well, that's one version of it, but even just like even music jocks have this with their audience, where they don't take calls, but like you hear their voice. It's a TV, film, even print. It's less intimate um than someone you watch on your phone while you're in the bathroom, or listen as you're working, um and or on the way to work or wherever you're going. It's they are more a part of your life than TV is. And TV, you're a bit larger.
Mm-hmm.
And there is it's a different kind of stardom. Like, but it's both stardom, like all of it, like social media, radio, audio, podcasting, in like TV, movies. These are different shades of the same thing, but it's definitely more intimate on social
Yeah, so
because audiences are smaller generally, and it's just, I think the size of the screen helps a lot, and the fact that it's in your ear in terms of the audio sense.
sure, it's like a quote-unquote famous person doing a house call and fixing your kitchen sink as the plumber. That's what it feels like, as opposed to, because like from Finn McKenty to Tom Cruise, they're famous, right? Like it's on a scale, but someone like a Finn McKenty, or certainly a Substacker that does a Substack live and they're reading the comments and answering, it feels more intimate. But I know in those moments where my comment was read by the person reading live, there's something about it that is
Yeah.
very intoxicating. Yes, it's dopamine, but it's more than that. It's like one of those coins in Mario Brothers. Like you get the coins like ding, 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 right?
Sure.
There's dopamine and then there's dopamine, right?
Sure.
Just even that. And I'll share with you, I guess I'll confess, I was on a Jason Whitlock live Twitter, and I was about to have my question responded to,
Yeah.
and his hench people were there. So Shamika, who I really really admire, and then what's the other one's name? The white former football player. Oh my god, I can't.
No.
Yes. Yeah. So they were on there, and
Inch people. Ooh.
what's that?
Inch people. What a.
Well, no. His posse, his backing band. I like
Okay.
them. I like
All
his,
right.
you know that. But
Yeah.
they were on there, and they were just about to get to I raised my hand to ask a question. It was about Black fatherhood, and that was when he was still on good terms with Royce White. And
Yeah.
he, I asked, can I just put this out there rhetorically, because I thought I had a great point to make. And he snickered at it and said, rhetorical. He's like because he had said he had to go to bed. He was tired and had to go to bed. And that left such a bad taste in my mouth, to get to the point where what I was going to say was going to be acknowledged by this, not just his audience, but by him and the people who make the podcast. I felt were an appropriate audience for this point. And I just felt so yucky for wanting that recognition. And then the other day, I happened to get a notification from Substack